Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. My name is Ella, and I'm a person who's harassed by demons. I know it sounds very uncommon. It's like, what's the possibility of a demon harassing you? And this has been going on for a very, very long time. I'm a person who was born into satanic under satanic bondage, meaning ever since I was a little girl, I've always been oppressed by these evil spirits, and I've been praying to get rid of them. I remember being a little girl, being about probably 5 or 6, and feeling that there was something vibrating in my body. I felt like there was something moving in my body, and I would get seized when I'm sleeping, almost like sleep paralysis, and then I would feel something vibrating in my body. I never told my parents, but as I got older, um, I used to have dreams of me standing on the beach. I'll be standing on the beach and I'll be afraid of waves. Like I had this fear of waves where I'll be standing on the beach and the waves are splashing around me and I'll be so afraid and I'll be so scared. And as I got older, the sleep paralysis got worse. I started to get sleep paralysis. Every time I would fall asleep, I'll feel like something is like taking control of me, and I'll feel like all these weird sensations, and I'll feel like this vibrating feeling. And this used to happen to me a lot. And I used to pray. I was in a false religion, and this religion was false because they didn't believe in. They weren't true Christians at all, and I know there are other people out there who are from other religions. So, but I'm a Christian, and and I understand that we all believe different things, and all of that. Um, But yeah, so these demons have caused so much problems in my life. Um, when I moved to the United States, well, first when I was younger, I used to get chased by something called an old man beggar. Old man beggar is like this person in West Africa where I was born. It's like, during the holiday season, how people get gifts, like during Christmas, how people exchange gifts and stuff. But the old man beggar would come to people's house and he would beg for things. So he dresses in this costume, and they call them devils, old man beggar or devils, country devils. And they beg for things, and they dress in this costume with ornaments. This costume made of straw. Sometimes they wear masks, and the costumes sometimes have ornaments that hang from them and stuff like that. So I used to have dreams of being chased by the old man beggar all the time. And old man beggar sometimes around the holidays would come, would be on the road near our house, and I would always see it from afar, and I would run back to my house. So in this dream, I'm always getting chased by masquerades. And I had a dream one time where I was being bitten by a dog near my house. So as I moved to the United States, when I was in high school, the demons really, really harassed me. I started hearing voices at night. I started feeling there's something moving under my skin. I started having really, really bad sleep paralysis. There was this one time where I felt like there was something touching my breast, like something caressing my breast. It was really scary. It was like a spiritual entity. And one time I had this spiritual entity try to kiss me. So I would go to the leaders or some other members of the church that I was attending, and they would say, "Oh, you need to pray to God. You need to pray to Jehovah." That was the God of their religion, Jehovah God. And I know Jehovah is the name of God in the Bible, but these people don't believe that Jesus is God, and they believe Jehovah, not just Jehovah, but Jehovah God is. So they'll say, "Oh, pray to Jehovah God." And so I would do this, and nothing really ever changed. So the demons caused a lot of problems in my life. They caused intellectual deficiencies. I'm not a professional, but I guess where it makes your mind kind of dull, where it seems like you couldn't really understand things. Like, so I took classes and stuff. I went to college, and there are times where I had no idea what was going on. Like, it would be something simple, and I would just be sitting there, and my mind would be completely blank and completely dull, where I felt like they would stop me from understanding certain subjects and subjects that I'm good at. So I'm good at math, but they would make me not understand anything that the teacher is saying. And this is no learning disability or anything, it's demonic. Because there are times when the demons are not doing this. In my mind, I understand things clearly. And my mind is totally okay. So they caused problems in high school where I was, not understanding what the teacher was saying and things like that. And eventually in college, there was one time where they kept me asleep where I missed class. They made me miss class because they kept me asleep literally. And somebody said, well, you just overslept, it happens. But no, it was where I literally could not wake up. I could not wake up until it was late. And ended up missing a test. But luckily I was able to retake it. So these demons have caused a lot of problems in my life. And I've went to church from different church to different church to try to get deliverance. I've tried going to different, people who say they were prophets to try to cast these spirits out. It's happened again where my mind is going completely blank and I'm not understanding where it's like you're trying to talk, but your mind is like, where you can't think clearly. It's kind of hard to describe. It's happening right now, so I'm gonna have to wait till it passes. Then I'm gonna keep explaining. I was gonna say something, and now my mind feels completely. Okay, so in college, I went to this college called St. Cloud State University in Minnesota. So when I went to school, I started getting sick. I started throwing up. I started throwing up a lot. And it was just weird. So a friend of mine was like, maybe that vending machine, maybe the food in there is not fresh. Maybe that's why you're throwing up. But I found out the food in the vending machine is fresh and they refill that stuff regularly. So the demons would cause sickness. They'll cause stomach aches and they'll cause sickness. And wait, it gets a lot worse. So I started school and the demons started to cause problems. They started to cause problems. They started to give me sleep paralysis where I was barely sleeping at night. And I'll have to get up and try to go to class in the morning. And eventually I was really depressed and I ended up attempting suicide. Where I took like 170 pills and I ended up being put into a psych ward. And I was in psych ward for 3 days. And after I left the psych ward, I had to, I had to drop out that semester. And the next semester, I took the classes in spring that I was supposed to take in the fall. And the demons just continued to harass me. So I ended up moving back home. And at night, one time I heard a lion roaring in my room. And one time I felt this really, really oppressive, weird, really scary feeling that I felt. And I felt like the demons were making me feel these weird sensations and feeling these weird things that was really, really torturous and oppressive. And one time I felt something almost like a lightning bolt, not like a real lightning bolt, but I felt like some kind of electric activity where it felt like something just ran up my anus, where I felt like there was some electric shock or something like that. And it was kind of mild, but it just happened so quickly and it was scary. So eventually I ended up going back to school, or not school, I ended up going back to work, and I applied to work at this special education school in St. Paul, Minnesota. So I worked at this special education school for a little bit, and after that I decided that I just wanted to change. Life was kind of boring, and the demon harassment got a little better. So I decided to go down to Georgia. And I went down to Georgia. I was in Georgia for about a month. I was in Sugar Hills, Georgia. I was living with my cousin and his wife in Georgia. And I found a couple of jobs. I found a job as a preschool teacher at this school called Primrose Schools. And I found they offered me a job. Um, and later on, I decided to come back to Minnesota. So I came back to Minnesota and I was applying for jobs and I went on a couple of interviews, but I ended up working at this restaurant. And I was at the restaurant and they didn't give me my tips. The restaurant was fine, but the other people wouldn't give me my tips. And I was under demonic control because I wasn't able to ask for my tips. So I said, okay, well, if they're not giving you your tips, just ask. And I said, where are my tips? Like, what's going on, guys? Where are my tips? But I wasn't able to do that because I was under demonic control. And at the time, I didn't know. Like, I wanted to say something because I was right there when they were dividing the tips, and they would just like skip me. They would just divide the tips, and I could not literally say anything. I was under demonic control. But I was not at this job for very long. Eventually, I left. And eventually, I found a job as a teacher's assistant at the public schools in Minnesota, one of the public schools district in Minnesota. And I worked there for about a year. So the first school year, the 2013 school year, and then I worked the 2014 school year. So I was there as a preschool teacher's assistant, and it was my first time really being working with preschool age children. I've worked as a toddler teacher before, and so I started working It was nice being in the school environment and stuff like that. I still had the demons. The sleep paralysis got a little better, and and I forgot to add that the demons, they cause physical deformity. Yes, physical deformity. So the demons, and I have before and after pictures too. I don't want to show it publicly, but the demons have physically altered my appearance. I'm still recognizable, but for example, 2011, I graduated college in 2007. 2011, I started noticing small dark moles started growing on my skin. The moles started growing all over my skin, and I thought it was natural. I thought it was natural. Nobody in my family has moles, so the demons have caused small dark moles. Because I have flawless skin, I have beautiful skin, and they cause these small dark moles called DPN to grow all over my neck and all over my face. Not all over my face, but on my face and all over my neck and chest. And at first, I thought these was natural, and I realized that it was demonic because one of the demons told me that. I mean, they lie a lot, but they told me that that was definitely caused by them. And my jawline has slimmed down, has narrowed. I used to have a well-defined jawline. I used to have a very nice shape. My entire shape of my body has changed. My shape, yes, the demons have changed the shape of my body and have deformed my body where it makes my shape look bad. And I'm not, somebody say, maybe it's body morphia disorder. No, it's where other people have noticed my shape of my body has literally changed. My feet has gotten bigger because I used to be a 7.5. When I try to put it on the 7.5, it's very, 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 very tight. And this is in different shoe brands, so it's not just, oh well, maybe that brand of shoe is just a little run small. No, it's not it at all. So this has really affected my life because I'm unrecognizable. I mean, I'm recognizable to other people, but to me, I'm almost not recognizable to myself because I look in the mirror and I don't see my real self. I don't see my real self at all. I have moles. My skin color has darkened. I used to have dark caramel colored skin, and my skin has darkened. And one thing I have to say is there's a demon that is possessing me right now. And I'm not joking. I don't have any mental illness. I'm not, oh, it's my soul, it's in your head. This is real demonic oppression. I'm feeling uncomfortable sensations in my body. I'm feeling really bad right now. So the demons, you'll hear the demons speak. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm not trying to be like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. What do you mean, a demon? No, but a demon is literally partially possessing me. I'm the one who's talking right now, but the demon is literally where it can show up in your body, where it feels like it's controlling me. You know, I'm in control of myself, but it can also be in control of you. Where you're walking, the demon's also walking. There are times where the demons have caused orgasms. The demons have caused orgasms, and one thing, the demons have stopped um, me from having sexual intercourse. Like, okay, so when I was younger, my cousin used to finger me, and it was mutual, so it wasn't like I felt like I was molested or anything. It was his idea, of course, but not of course, but it was his idea. But I never felt like